Once upon a time, in a modern city full of tall buildings and busy streets, there lived a 32-year-old man named Daniel. Daniel was very successful in his career. He was a senior manager at a big technology company. He had a nice apartment, an expensive car, and everyone respected him at work. But Daniel was always busy. His mind was always thinking about the next promotion, the next project, the next meeting. He worked 12 hours every day, even on weekends. He believed that success meant working harder than everyone else, earning more money and climbing higher on the career ladder. Because of this belief, Daniel had no time for anything else. He couldn't spend time with friends, couldn't enjoy simple moments, and even forgot to call his family. His life was like a race that never ended. He was always running, but never arriving anywhere that felt like home. One evening, Daniel received a phone call from his mother. Her voice was shaking. She said, "Daniel, your grandfather is very sick. The doctors say he doesn't have much time left. He wants to see you. Please come." Daniel felt a pain in his chest. His grandfather, the man who raised him when his parents were working, the man who taught him how to ride a bicycle, how to be kind, how to laugh. Daniel hadn't visited his grandfather in almost 2 years. He was always too busy with work. He always said, "Next month I will visit, I promise." But next month never came. Now Daniel realized he was running out of time. He told his boss he needed a few days off and drove to his grandfather's village. It was a 5-hour drive, and during that journey, Daniel's mind was full of memories and regret. When Daniel arrived at his grandfather's small house in the village, everything looked different from what he remembered. The house seemed smaller, older, quieter. His mother opened the door with tears in her eyes and hugged him tightly. She whispered, "He's been waiting for you. Go see him." Daniel walked slowly to his grandfather's bedroom. The old man was lying in bed, his face pale and thin, but when he saw Daniel, his eyes lit up with joy. A weak smile appeared on his lips. Daniel sat beside the bed and held his grandfather's wrinkled hand. "Grandfather, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I didn't come sooner. I was too busy with work. I thought I had more time." His grandfather squeezed his hand gently and said in a soft voice, "My boy, you are here now. That's what matters. But before I go, I have something important to give you. Not money, not property, something much more valuable." The old man slowly sat up with Daniel's help. He asked Daniel to bring him a wooden box from the closet. The box was old and dusty. Daniel had never seen it before. His grandfather opened the box carefully. Inside, there were many small objects: old photographs, a worn-out watch, a dried flower, a child's drawing, a letter with yellow paper, and a small notebook. Daniel looked at these simple things with confusion. His grandfather picked up the old watch first and said, "This watch belonged to my father. It stopped working 40 years ago, but I kept it. Do you know why? Because every time I look at it, I remember that time doesn't wait for anyone. We think we have forever, but we don't. The watch reminds me that every moment is precious. Daniel, you chase time as if you can catch it and control it, but time is not your enemy. Time is a gift. The question is not how much time you have. The question is what you do with the time you are given." Then his grandfather picked up the old photograph. It showed a young couple smiling under a tree. "This is me and your grandmother 50 years ago. Look at how happy we were. We didn't have money. We didn't have a big house. But we had each other. We had time together. Every evening we would sit under that tree and talk about our dreams, our fears, our hopes. Those simple evenings were the richest moments of my life. Not the promotions I got, not the awards I received, the moments of connection, of love, of being truly present with someone. That is real wealth, Daniel. You work so hard to build a future, but you forget to live in the present. What good is a big house if it feels empty? What good is success if you have no one to share it with?" His grandfather's voice was getting weaker, but he continued. He picked up the small notebook and opened it. The pages were filled with names. This notebook contains the names of every person I helped in my life. The neighbor whose roof I fixed. The student I tutored for free. The friend I supported during his darkest time. I wrote their names because I wanted to remember that my life mattered not because of what I accumulated, but because of who I touched. When I die, Daniel, nobody will remember my bank account. Nobody will remember my job title. But these people will remember a kind word, a helping hand, a moment when someone cared. That is the legacy that lasts forever. You think success is about climbing higher, but real success is about reaching down and lifting others up. Daniel felt tears rolling down his face. All these years, he had been chasing the wrong things. His grandfather wiped Daniel's tears and said, "I am not telling you to quit your job or to stop working hard. Work is important. Ambition is good. But don't let work become your entire life. Don't sacrifice the people who love you for a career that will replace you the moment you're gone. Companies don't cry at funerals, Daniel. People do. The people you ignored, the people you said you were too busy for. They are the ones who matter." The old man's breathing became difficult. He held Daniel's hand tighter and said his final words. "My last lesson for you is this. At the end of your life, you will not regret the meetings you missed or the promotions you didn't get. You will regret the moments you didn't share, the love you didn't express, the time you didn't give to the people who needed you. Don't wait, my boy. Don't wait until it's too late. Live now. Love now. Be present now." That night, Daniel's grandfather passed away peacefully in his sleep, with his family around him. At the funeral, Daniel was surprised to see hundreds of people, neighbors, old students, friends, strangers, whose lives his grandfather had touched. They all came to honor a man who lived a simple life but left a powerful legacy. One old woman approached Daniel and said, "Your grandfather saved my son's life 30 years ago. My son was drowning in the river and your grandfather jumped in without thinking about his own safety. I never forgot that. He was a hero." Story after story, Daniel learned about the man his grandfather truly was, not from his achievements, but from his kindness. Slowly, Daniel began to understand. His grandfather didn't leave him money or property. He left him something far more valuable: wisdom, perspective, a compass for living. Success is not about how high you climb or how much you earn. Success is about how deeply you love, how kindly you give, and how fully you live each precious moment. Daniel bowed his head and whispered, "Grandfather, now I understand. If I want to live a meaningful life, I must stop chasing tomorrow and start living today. That is when real success comes." After the funeral, Daniel made changes. He started working reasonable hours. He visited his mother every week. He called his friends. He volunteered at a community center on weekends. He kept his grandfather's notebook and started his own, writing down the names of people he helped and moments that mattered. His career didn't suffer. In fact, he became a better leader because he learned to connect with people, to listen, to care. He realized that life is not a race to the finish line. Life is about the journey and the people you walk with along the way. The sun was setting over the village cemetery where his grandfather rested. Birds were singing their evening songs. Daniel placed fresh flowers on the grave and smiled. He was not the same ambitious man who forgot what mattered. He had changed. He was peaceful inside because now he understood what his grandfather had been trying to teach him all along. Time is the most precious gift we have, and the greatest way to spend it is on the people we love. If you like this story, please give it a like and share it with your friends. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more inspiring stories like this one. Thank you for staying with us. See you in the next story with new thoughts and new lessons. Until then, stay well and stay grateful for the people in your life.